A tragedy gripped Virginia Tech again yesterday, but this time the response by the university and police was different. NewsHour correspondent Hari Srinivasan has our report.
There were still few details about the man identified late today as 22-year-old Ross Truett Ashley, a student from nearby Radford University who shot and killed Virginia Tech police officer Derek Kraus yesterday afternoon, then apparently took his own life. Police would only say that the gunman worked alone and was not a Virginia Tech student. They found no motive for the shooting or connection between the gunman and the victim. Officer Kraus had pulled over a driver in a parking lot on the campus near McComas Hall, Kessel Coliseum, and Lane Stadium. The shooter shot Kraus at close range while he was in his vehicle. Kraus did not have time to return fire. The gunman was found a short time later in another parking lot. Police Chief Wendell Flincham.
You've heard or you've read Officer Kraus described as a SWAT officer and receiving awards and those type things. But Derek's more than that. Derek was a friend to many in our department. Derek was a husband. Derek was a father. And Derek was a son. And I ask that you keep Derek's family in your prayers and thoughts. Police officers develop many close bonds when you work together in many stressful situations. And his death is a tremendous loss to our department.
Heavily armed officers from local, state, and federal agencies again swarmed the campus and locked it down for hours. Today, there was a sense of bewilderment. George Russell is a vice president emeritus for alumni relations.
Your heart sinks. It's hard to talk about it. We really were afraid that more people might be hurt. And you know, it reminded us so much of what happened back in April 2007.
On April 16, 2007, a student named Sung-Wee Cho murdered 32 people over the course of several hours, then shot himself. In 2007, Virginia Tech waited hours to alert its students and staff to the initial killings. Yesterday, however, the university's elaborate alert system, devised in the wake of the massacre, was activated 6 minutes after the first report of gunfire. University spokesman Larry Hinker said the system worked.
We have text alert, we have phone mail messages, we have computer alerts that show up on the computer, we have electronic signs in our classrooms. Indeed, we have just shy of 500 of them around the campus community. We have blast email, and then also they automatically go to our Twitter and to our Facebook accounts. And so there are a series of communications channels that simply flood the airwaves.
Coincidentally, as events unfolded on the campus, many of Tech's top officials were in Washington yesterday, 250 miles to the northeast. They were contesting a $55,000 federal fine levied against the university for its slow response in 2007. There are still lawsuits pending from families of those slain then. Stephanie Vauchel is a graduate student in biology. She was at Tech in 2007 and knows the difference firsthand.
I think since then, people are more alert. They look around their surroundings a bit more. I feel like the school's doing a great job with their alert system. Over the summer, we also had a campus scare, but it turned out to be nothing. But again, the alerts worked really well. People were informed.
Melissa Peebles is a freshman.
The initial first 30 minutes, I was kind of scared, but after I got all the alerts and just knew that they were taking care of it very well, I was not worried at all. When I came here, my family and I talked about it, but we weren't worried at all because things like this, shootings occur and like suicides happen everywhere. It's just that because of April 16, 2007, that it's such a big deal here.
Once the all clear sounded yesterday, some students gathered last night at a memorial built for the victims of the 2007 killing spree.
The fear, the nervousness of...
Like this has happened not once but twice to a school that really just it doesn't deserve to happen to us.
Virginia Tech Police Chief Wendell Flincham was on the scene in 2007. Yesterday, he was in Northern Virginia when the call came.
I'm not sure I have words to describe how I felt and the emotions I went through when I was told. I was talking with Gene by telephone when he was on the scene, and incredulous, aghast. It's just very difficult to describe.
The haunting specter of that cold April day looms in Blacksburg. Larry Hinker.
It's obvious the reason why you all are here is because this is a wanton, random act of violence on the campus with the name Virginia Tech. I don't believe you'd be here if that was otherwise the case. And we're all here because of an angry young man who had easy access to violent killing weapons 4 years ago. I don't believe that I feel any less safe here than I would in any other place, any other campus in the country. It is unfortunate that this is not an uncommon occurrence in this country.
Today was to be the first day of exams in Blacksburg, but finals have been delayed until tomorrow. The sprawling campus in the quiet mountains of Southwest Virginia, scene of such pain then and now, was largely empty. A memorial is scheduled this evening to remember Officer Derek Kraus. The 39-year-old Army veteran was a father of 5. He joined the Tech police force 6 months after the 2007 killings.